If you go around gallivanting, you're going to expect some sort of attention, or you should hope for some sort
you
of...
want it,
yeah,
right? You're doing it for a reason.
I got dressed up.
I don't think it's like approaching someone that's creepy, but probably not like picking up social cues that they don't want to talk to you.
Guys, let me just make this nice and simple, okay? If you're going up to talk to a girl, a stranger, it is going to be much more likely that you will be perceived as creepy if you're not an attractive man, okay? You see, attractive men can get away with a lot more, you know, a lot more brazen. They can say things that are a lot more questionable when talking to women, and they won't come off as creepy, right? But then you get a guy who looks, you know, not the way she wants. She's not attracted to him, and he's just, you know, he's the creepiest guy ever. Ew, don't talk to me, and that sort of thing. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, we have a video request through the Patreon. And now this video is made by a man called Alexander Grace. He does a lot of RP content and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave the link to the original as well as his channel in the description. So be sure to go and check that out. But the topic of today, guys, is creepiness in men. But before we crack into it, guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord if you haven't already. And if you'd like to support the channel, guys, as always, the Patreon is there for exclusive videos and stuff like that. So if you're looking to get more out of the channel, be sure to go and check that out. But let's see what she has to say, guys.
It's easier to be mean and kind of label someone just because you don't find them attractive, but then on the shoes on the other foot, like, you wouldn't dare go up. Like, it takes a lot of guts and bravery to go up to approach someone, even if you feel like they're out of your league, to even just have a normal conversation.
Sure. Guys got to realize, yeah, don't just touch a girl when you first meet her. Get vibe with her first, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm here to dance. I don't want my shoulder to be grabbed.
You can always...
Guys, it's a bit of a different thing, right? Like when let's just say you're meeting up with a girl for the first time and you're actually interested in her. Please do not wait. Like, no, don't do any of this this handshaking crap, right? When you guys ask a girl, you know, girls, if you ask a girl for dating advice, she'll quite often say, oh, well, you know, you guys should be friends first, get to know the girl, blah blah blah, like this kind of crap. Guys, please, if you're interested in a girl, and especially if it's your first time meeting her, open with a hug, okay? Don't do this whole like oh yeah, handshaking, nice to meet you, blah blah blah. Like just to break the touch barrier really quickly. Now, am I saying to, you know, go and touch women? Like, no. All right, but let's just say it's like, you know, you met a girl off Tinder or something like that. None of this like waiting until the fourth date kind of crap. Okay, you'll end up wasting a lot of time, and girls will just kind of immediately friend zone you if you don't make things like quite clear. So for those of the guys watching who still do handshakes and that sort of stuff, no, please.
Just make friends with people as well. Like, just because they want to jump in your knickers doesn't mean you can't just like have a dance or have a chat with someone.
You'll let him
Yeah, isn't that? I'll come back to that in a second, right? That's interesting.
know if you want to be grabbed.
Oh gosh, yeah, of course, if I want to.
Like, the situation could be the same. It depends on the guy itself.
I don't know if it's fair to call some guys creeps, because you can't blame a guy for trying. And girls can turn around and be like, oh my god, this guy's a creep. He wants to come up and talk to me. Because if he was fit, would he still be a creep? No, it's just because you don't find him attractive.
If a man is,
I mean, yeah, that's a really good point, right? That's what I opened the video with. If you're an attractive guy, things are not as creepy anymore, right? Think like they're only creepy if she's not into you. You see, you could have the exact same behavior, but depending on what kind of man you are, it's going to make a huge difference. Okay. Now I want to go back to what this woman here said. She said something along the lines of, you know, you can dance even if a guy wants to sleep with you, and wants to have bedroom fun with you, you can still dance with him, and nothing, you know, it means nothing. That kind of logic is something that women will use in relationships, and I don't know, man. Like they'll be like, oh, you know, he's just a friend. Right, he's just, these girls will have like lots of guy friends, and that quite clearly want to sleep with them, right? But you know, they'll be happy to dance with these dudes on a night out and be like, oh yeah, we're just friends. And you know what? If you call that out, oftentimes you're the insecure one, right? Like you're the guy who's you're just the insecure boyfriend for pointing that out. So your options are kind of like, you know, you let it happen, right? and you put up with the disrespect, you call it out, you get called an insecure idiot, right? With these things, guys, it's better to just cut off the disrespect immediately, right? It's like you're not doing this. If you're with me, you're not doing this, right? But a lot of guys, their girlfriends are out having girls' nights, and it is what it is, I guess.
Rich, successful, and good looking, are women likely to consider him creepy still?
That's such a good question.
No. No, like I wouldn't.
It's less likely.
Yeah.
It's less likely, yeah. I don't think that really impacts on your creepiness.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially if he's trying to use that as a way to get attention.
Of course, like the fact of being rich doesn't change anything. You can be creepy, whatever your bank account is.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's attractive, those things, but it doesn't matter.
I don't care who you are, like it doesn't really matter, guy, girl, if I don't appreciate like, being creeped on, like it's just not cool.
They feel
Yeah, and what's the difference between you liking it and not? You see, like when you ask girls questions like this, the point that you should take away from videos like this, guys, is you can't actually use the answers that they give you, right? So when he says, if a man is rich, successful, and good looking, are women likely to consider him creepy? Maybe we'll get like a ratio of 60-40 saying yes to no. Who really cares what the ratio is, right? But at the end of the day, you can't use the answers that they give you, because a lot of them will be dishonest about it, trying to look good, so the only real option you have is going out and testing it for yourself if you're able to, or just talking to guys who know what they're talking about, right? Because you're not going to get like, even if you get the correct answer, the second woman you might ask might give you the incorrect answer, and now you've just got two data points both telling you conflicting things, and you've gotten nowhere, right?
like they can kind of do what they want because they're rich. They kind of have this, well, I'm better than you, I can afford more, I can take you this, that, and places where they have that kind of ownership, which makes them creepy.
Who cares? Like if Brad Pitt was like, hey girl, like Brad, come on, like chill, like
Chill, Brad.
Brad, I'm here to dance at Fruity, like I'm not here to.
But I guess it maybe would be less creepy if a girl was wanting his attention and then he was giving it. No, I think it would still be creepy.
There's something called the halo effect, which means if someone's really good looking, or they're like
Yeah,
a celebrity, or they kind of have that predisposition in the way they are, it can make them feel less creepy or less bad or something like that, because it's like, oh, you feel more comfortable with them.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
I've heard of that before.
You hear about like this Harvey Weinstein stuff. He's probably a creepy
Yeah.
guy, but
Yeah,
girls
I
probably
know.
like forgo it because they think, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's depending on the girl. But if you're a good girl, you have integrity, maybe
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
care about that.
That's what I think it depends on context.
Have you ever heard of a woman being called creepy before?
Actually, that's an interesting question because
It is, isn't
I
it?
don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if it's a one-way street, right? Like, you know what's really disgusting, guys, is, right, girls will do this thing where they'll try and garner as much attention as possible, right? And fair enough, who cares, right? But then what'll happen is once they start receiving the attention, and let's just say an undesirable man comes up to them and he hits on her, or whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden she'll turn around and go, ew, what a creep. Oh, this guy's gross. Oh, he's creepy because he hit on me, right? But and she'll get a lot of guys that'll do that, and all she's doing is she's trying to make herself look good. You see what I mean? So let me just reverse the genders here for a second, okay? So let's just say a guy gets hit on by a lot of girls, maybe he's a celebrity or something like that. To women, he's now seen as something valuable, right? He's a valuable asset. Perhaps he becomes a romantic interest now because he has all of these women trying to get at him but failing, right? So what women do is they copy that same behavior, and they think it makes them look valuable, right? They think, well, I've got all of these guys in my inbox. Surely that makes me valuable. I've got all of these guys hitting me up every day. Surely that makes me valuable. And we as guys were sitting here looking at all the other guys just get absolutely ridiculed for trying to give them some commitment. And a lot of guys are thinking to themselves, well, one, what's the point of that? And number two, I don't find it attractive at all. In fact, I find it rather disgusting, right? Like, but guys, I want you to really understand how it's different from men. and how women try and copy that behavior because they think it makes them look valuable, right? Let's continue.
No. No, I don't think I have.
Would you say she looks creepy?
No, I'd say that's more psycho.
Not as soon as they've met, but maybe it's been together a while and then they break up and they go a bit
Psycho.
psycho. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think creepy is a male word, and I think psycho is definitely what girls tend to like. Creepy girls are called psychos.
I don't hear women.
Well, I mean, they're two separate things, right? Like you can have a creepy guy and you can have a psycho, a psycho guy. I don't think, psycho is a uniquely female word in such a way that creepy is almost a uniquely male word, right?
Being creepy. It's actually, you hear stories about like a female teacher, preying upon like a younger guy, and that's almost like commended on, like, wow, well done, guy, like you've got this teacher hitting on you, and it's like, no, it's weird, like it's still like creepy.
But no, I've not actually heard of a woman be creepy like as soon as they've met a guy. Normally we're quite shy, so we don't actually normally approach.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any women who approaches.
Have you ever seen this meme before?
Yes. Yeah.
Those creepy eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got
Clingy
what?
girlfriend. I think that's what she's
She's
called.
what?
What's she called? Clingy girlfriend.
Clingy girlfriend. Yeah.
something
That's
like that.
that's creepy.
Yeah.
And I mean, here's the thing, right? Is girls can be creepy. They can be incredibly creepy. If you're a guy, right? Like this is something I get a few questions on Patreon, and I get questions about this quite often. About dating profiles and setting up your Instagram and stuff like that. And guys will ask me questions about this. If you guys know, if you're a person who has set up a good Instagram, you take effort to put into your photos, you're a good looking guy, you go to the gym, that sort of thing, you got your style down pat, you're nice and clean, your social media is good. Girls will be creepy. And a lot of the time you don't even know it, right? But let's just say you've got a girl who's really into you. She will be on your Instagram very, very often, right? Like these girls, like you think that, let's just say you've got this girl that likes you. You might think, oh yeah, well she's only really interested in me when she sees me, and she just kind of smiles at me or whatever the case may be. Girls like that, it is not uncommon that they're just constantly stalking, the guy's social media that they like. Right, it's not uncommon that these girls know your entire family tree. They know your work history. They know your last girlfriend. They think they know your type. Like all of this kind of thing. You guys seen those on Facebook? Those like FBI memes about how girls will just track down your entire life if she's interested in you. Girls will literally do that, and then what they'll do is they'll rock up on, like, let's just say you go on a date with one. They have to pretend like they don't know those details about you, right? So, like, I would argue that a lot of the girls can definitely be creepy, sometimes really overtly, but a lot of the times it's quite subtle too, right? Like they'll just talk to you about their friends all the time, or whatever the case may be. But back on the creepiness thing, right, guys, is like guys will be considered creepy a lot more easily because girls only find a fraction of men attractive. You see? Let's keep going.
That is creepy.
The thing is, there is a big difference though between crazy girlfriends, because I think guys come across a bit more like subtle with it, whereas crazy girlfriends, if you thought like a creeper, like you kind of think of just like a guy that kind of slightly lingers too close to someone. Whereas if you think of crazy girlfriends, they're like, what the fuck are you doing? That's my boyfriend. Like, who are you talking to? Why are you liking that girl's picture? Like one of those.
I still feel creepy vibes from women sometimes when they do stuff like that.
What's worse, calling a woman slutty or calling a man creepy?
I feel like they're probably all the same.
I don't know, I think both are equally weighted.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Those two terms, all they're doing is they're trying to cut off a person's cut off a person's value in the dating market, right? Like so if you call a woman this word down here, you guys can see half of it on the screen. If you call a girl that, I mean that makes her less valuable, right? Because no guy wants a girlfriend who has been passed around by the entire town, right? She just becomes a bad investment. Also, if a guy is creepy, it shows that he has nothing, like, it shows that, he's not attractive, first of all, but also means, like, it makes him repulsive to other girls. You see what I mean? Like, if you're a guy, let me just put it this way, okay? If you're a guy and, there's, like, this group of girls and, you get rejected by one of them, right? the rest of them are far less likely to like you. You see that? So if one of the girls in the group, excuse me, calls you a creep, you then automatically become unattractive to the rest of the women in the group, generally speaking. Right? You see that? And in the same way, like when this term is used down here, you kind of void yourself. Like a guy will still see you, but like you lower your worth in terms of like what commitment is he going to give you. You see what I'm saying? Like the higher value guys, for lack of a better term, are not going to want to commit to this, right?
I think they're both quite bad.
Calling a girl slutty, but I don't know why.
Probably for the woman, because slut, it involves a lot of meaning.
I mean, I would be more upset being called a slut than being called a creep.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, of course you would, right? Because the first one harms your value a lot more. Okay, you see how she can't see, like, from the man's perspective, how damaging the word creep is, right?
Called a slut than being called a creep.
Currently more slutty.
Definitely. That is wrong.
But that's probably a biased perspective, but yeah.
Why?
Of course you get upset if you're called creepy, because then creepy means you're scary.
You're weird, scary.
You're weird.
I think they both could be said in like very casual situations. A lot of people would use those words without really thinking about how it would make the person feel.
I'm really torn about the word slut because I don't really see, like, I don't see the problem in it. It's just more the fact that other people associate it so badly. Like, sleeping around doesn't make you a bad person. And like having sex with multiple people, if anything, it just kind of makes you a bit more broader and understanding.
Slut
Yeah, guys, does anyone here want a broad and understanding girlfriend? Is that what we're calling it now? You know, yeah. if you have a high body count, you're just broad and you know, you're well traveled or something like that. Isn't that funny how like girls want to shift the terms to, you know, to make it look like something positive, right? It's like, oh, a guy's not creepy. He's just you know, he's just shy, right? Like, you see how like these word games start to get involved, because what happens is if they accept the word at face value, if women accept that word, they lose their value. They lose the attention. They lose the free stuff, the shoulders to cry on, right? So like everything has to be framed as something positive. If any of you guys are on social media now, I know I've got a lot of guys over here who won't even touch it with a 10-foot pole. I would recommend that you have social media, guys. Like it is an incredibly useful tool. But if you're not looking to date or anything like that, then you know maybe you can definitely make a case for that. But like if you're on any of these apps, guys, girls when they create memes and stuff like that, you ever notice how like or they try and craft things that are like politically motivated, shall we say, or you guys ever notice how everything just turns out to be like some sort of inspirational quote, right? They'll be talking about some serious life issue, some serious political issue, and what they'll do is they'll make it an 8-slide PowerPoint on Instagram with like flowers and stuff to try and hide what they're actually saying, as if it makes the words any better, right? But anyway, guys, I think we're going to leave today's video there. A bit of a long one. I'm going to leave the link to the original in the description. I'd encourage you to go and check out this guy's channel as well. He talks about a lot of different dating dynamics and stuff like that. Again, his name is Alexander Grace. But so be sure to check out. It'll be you have to expand the description to see it, guys. But anyway, guys, I will see you boys in the next one. Don't forget to comment on your way out. Subscribe if you enjoyed. And as always, guys, if you'd like to support the channel, be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description for exclusive videos and stuff like that. But I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.